Hi, so I'm making this video today because I'm pissed off. And I'm pissed off because I've just been out to just buy myself some dinner and I can't walk into town and back without some numbskull shouting abuse at me. And I don't, it's, I mean, I expected this. It's not like it doesn't happen a lot. Um, yeah, I think pretty much the first time I went out by myself, someone shouted, "Oh, fucking tranny" at me. And it happens, but it doesn't make it any better that it does. I was expecting it, and I guess people turn around and go, "Oh, we don't transition if you're not expecting that." But why do I have to? Why do I have to expect that? And as I say, I've had it not irregularly from 5-year-old kids, from men, from women. I can deal with people staring. That's fine. It's just, I don't know why they have to shout, "All right, bruv," or whatever. Just to I don't know who they think they're proving themselves to. And I mean, imagine how this makes you feel. Women get abused in the street sometimes and harassed and whatnot, and I guess it's like that. But there's that extra edge. It's that thing that if something happened, probably nobody would help because no one wants to be the person who saves the tranny. And they'll probably be a target for abuse then as well. And it just, why does someone have to attack your identity like that? I mean, I know I look pretty rubbish. It probably took me an hour to leave the house because I was fed up with how I looked, and I couldn't get into my head that I looked anything other than terrible. But what can you do? I'll walk to the shop because you've got to go when I become a recluse, and it just happens far too regularly. And, I know I look. You're not proving anything. I know I look crap. I don't need you to tell me I look crap. I know I look like a man. I've looked at myself in the mirror for 30 years, and that's all I've ever seen. And I don't like it, and I'm not. Nothing's going to change in that regard. But I don't. You're not achieving anything by shouting abuse at people. It's just pathetic. I don't. I'm not. I don't know what they think. I'm not doing this to fool them. I'm not doing it for anything other than the fact that if I didn't, transition this is if I didn't do it, then don't really, it's not good. Not good things would happen, or maybe they think they probably do think it'd be good. They'd like me to just go and walk across the M3 in rush hour or something, I guess. But I just don't understand why people have to be such dicks about it. Fine, go around the corner and laugh at me. I don't really care, but it's just it does hurt. I don't like admitting it really because I like to just say, "Oh, I just go out in public and people are fine," and people generally are fine. But I'm just fed up. And there's things that, as trans people get more visible in public life and so on, I'm concerned this is just going to get worse because people notice now. People are expecting it. You have so many conversations with trans women, for example, who transition in, I guess, more rural areas of the country, but where you don't see this sort of thing, and they just, I'm not going to use the word pass because I hate that word, but they're not, people being trans is not even on their radar. But I guess around here it's like all the people who weren't monstrous dickheads moved to London, and everyone else you just left with the nasties, I guess. That's obviously a generalism, but is it gonna get better with trans visibility? I don't know. I think it'll probably get worse before it gets better. I guess there's a problem in the way we as trans people do our activism as well, insofar as we always hold up examples of people who look, I guess, in the average bloke in the street size, a bit normal, and we say, "Oh, look how great this person can look," and we talk about transgender kids as being able to, "Oh, look, they'll never look, they'll always pass because they got on hormones early." And what we do by that is we don't change the public's perception of trans people, really, we just allow people to imagine that people still fit into their nice boxes where women look a certain way and men look a certain way, which is not helpful to anybody, really. And we as trans people have probably got to do better in terms of not doing that. And I guess I'm guilty of that. I'm sure lots of people who might watch this are guilty of that as well. And the problem is we have this almost fetishization of this passing concept, which is nonsense to me. And we're constantly telling people that the way to achieve acceptance is for people to just be able to walk down the street and people not know they're trans. But I don't see that really helps anyone. I'm going to be selfish. I'm never going to look anything other than trans. No amount of hormones, no amount of FFS or whatever, and with this fetishization of that as well, is ever going to make me not look trans. And so what are we to do? Well, all the people that can look fine, well, and bear in mind that's quite a small percentage of the trans population, all the people that can look fine are going to be okay, and everyone else will just whatever. It's not going to help anybody. We can do better. We as trans people can do better. We can't do it by ourselves. And I guess what I'm hoping is that some people who aren't trans will watch this and see that I did it before I came out to anyone. You probably found trans people funny sometimes. I didn't really, but I felt I had to go along with the joke because that was what everybody did, and I'm sure people watching this have done the same. And all I guess I'm asking is, don't enable that behaviour. If someone points at a trans woman and laughs at them, say, don't be a dick. No, it's not a huge thing to do. And I don't. Just by what got me was, we always talk about certain types of people being responsible for street abuse, but whenever it happens, you always see other people have a look and they think, oh yeah, that is a tranny, and they have a little snigger to themselves. And they could be men, they could be women, they could be young, they could be old, educated, poorly educated. Not that you can tell from looking at them, but they all have a laugh. And it just perhaps think about stopping doing that. And if people, why do dickheads make jokes? Because they think people are going to laugh and stop laughing, and they won't do it. It's as simple as that. But anyway, I didn't really plan this, so that was just kind of a rant, and I just hope that one day people won't have to deal with that.